Hello there, this is Finola and you are welcome to my sewing room. Today I have been tasked with a challenge, a 7-day challenge to create a beautiful outfit, and this task is for my industrial sewing machinist course which I've taken with Impact Ireland. I'm making this video to bring you along my journey and to see how the outfit gets on. This here is all of my materials. Thank you very much to Guineas in Waterford for the lovely selection, the wadding, which I shall be making my outfit from. The theme for my outfit is geoengineering. It's a topic I've researched quite a lot, and here is a sample piece of what I'm going to design. This here is my drawing design. It is a female dress. I have allowed quite an opening there. It's to show a bit of reveal. This here is called an obi, and I've actually made some samples there. It's like the Japanese obi. It's got some wadding inside, and I'm showing the waves of the frequencies in it. But it's bringing in the skills that, of course, I've learned on the course as well. So we're going to have a lot of frills, some really interesting details. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lovely outfit. So you can join in on this. I look forward to making and creating and bring you on this journey with me. When making this design, I actually don't have a pattern, but what I do have is a skirt that I previously made. I've brought it home to upcycle it already, and it is in A-line. So what I've done then is I had some scrap pieces of material, and I have just here. So I have actually just cut the scrap piece of fabric as my pattern material. This one here, it just shows you where I've done some of the markings for it as well. So I am copying an A-line for the base, and the rest I'm just winging it. Okay, so I've taken my own measurements and I wrote it all down, and I also wrote it on the mannequin so that I don't forget, and then I'm going to pack out the mannequin so it has the same shape as myself. One of the most challenging things I find at this point is finding the grain. So it needs to be exactly going parallel with the grain, and it's really tricky to find it and to ensure when you're cutting. So doing my best, but that's just one of the challenges with cutting, is getting it right on point. So after cutting out all of my blue pattern pieces, I'm now going to use this, my original pattern, to cut out the white. The one tricky part here, it sounds like a simple thing, is to remember to turn the material backwards, because you need the mirror of the white as it's going on the inside. That's one hurdle that sometimes you could fall down on, so I have to remind myself to do that as I catch along with that. I'm also going to hoover the floor because I'm discovering cat hairs all over the place, so I want to clean it up before I put the white down. Now, and because the white lining is kind of a little bit transparent with the blue, I'm going to cut that twice. So I'm going to double layer the white so that I hopefully don't see the blue through it, because my intention with the dress is to have it going both ways, so I can wear it inside or outside. See? So now that I have all the pieces for the skirt cut out, I'm going to overlock all the edges, which stops them from fraying. So what I discovered was happening there was I was overlocking with 3 threads. You generally use 4 threads. Now it's absolutely fine And the overlocker is such a beautiful and amazing machine. It just like such light work of some of these really hard jobs. But when a thread goes out, it's so daunting. Anyway, got the thread back in and off I go. And now I have myself the makings of a skirt. Okay, so what I have here is my blue skirt, which represents the blue sky above. And what I'm going to do now is have lots of fun putting chemtrails all over it. So I cut these off a neck curtain, and they have nice little tracks through them. And I've got various different things to make them kind of pretty as well. So they'll have pearls in them, all double tracks. And then I also have like a list of things that have requirements that need to go into the skirt, such as zips. So I've got some right big white zips, and I made sure to get some thick ones so they were like the tracks of like a tank. I'm not totally sure how to put them zip. I have done them before, but I'm not sure of the right feet to do them. Nonetheless, they're going in anyway. I put them in somewhere. Ruffles. I'm going to do some pleating with ribbons, layering and quilting. So I'm just going to have a lot of fun now putting chemtrails all over my beautiful blue sky. This here is the markings of what's called a jeet pocket, which I'm going to be putting a zip in and So what's happened is I had a look at the zip and I really didn't like the way it was going. So I have decided to make the proper jeet pocket, and then I'll be able to put the secret zip in the back of it. I do have the right foot. I'm going to check out some YouTube videos later to see how to put in the other zips properly. The hardest thing when making the jeet pocket is the sew line needs to stop dead on the upper line here. Like this needle point has to stop dead on that in 4 different points, and that is the hardest part of getting the jeet pocket right. So I'm seeing that the edge of the pocket is roping a bit here, and I'm going to see if it's okay. Otherwise I'm going to cut some vice binding, which will allow a bit more stretch in it, and I think it might look better there. Now, so here I have made my jeet pocket. It is just such a bit of a nemesis of mine. It's sewn okay, but the cut isn't perfect, so I've just had to sew it into place anyway. So the pocket is working fine, and I've actually put in a white background which I'll sew properly in when I'm using white thread. Yeah, so first major task is over. So you see these jeet pockets a lot in like men's formal jackets and stuff like that. I've done about 18 or 20 of them. I'm going to need a few more to get them really perfect, I think. Okay, so I was thinking about how to put the white zip in, because generally you put panel to panel, and I was wanting to bring it sort of at an awkward angle, or like down through it. But then I figured that's just going to be really hard, because satin is really difficult to work with. So I'm just going to rip this seam now and put that white zip into the seam. And they're the 2 hardest parts. And after that, it's really simple to sew on the white lace and put the chemtrails all over. It's straight lines. It's really simple. So this is the hardest part I'm getting through now. Now, so my zip turned out not too bad at all. I'm happy enough with that. I actually accidentally put it on backwards, but luckily I won't be opening the zip, so it doesn't really matter. It looks the same. So the little foot that I had actually wasn't big enough to go over it. So the only issue I had then was the foot I had was too wide. You'd need a narrow foot to get it close. So it's a little bit exposed, but that's going to look lovely when it's finished anyway. So I've got the two hardest parts over. Now I'm on to the nice easy bits. Now I'm going to add my invisible zip into the jeet pocket as well. So nice and straightforward. Okay, so I have got my zip put into the jeet pocket. So I'm working, so I can now chemtrail away. Okay, so here is my geoengineering skirt, and I think it's looking really good. But with all the sewing, when I went to wrap it around me, I realized it's like a little too revealing. So I'm going to cut out another panel to put on the front, and then I'll have to add on my little chemtrails. What I discovered about sewing was that it's very much an engineering. You have to be good at geometry, and you have to know how to set up your machines when things go wrong. And that's probably what puts people off sewing the most, is that it's all well and good putting a straight line or putting fabric together, but when the machine goes wrong, what do you do? So yeah, there is a little bit of engineering involved. Certainly with the overlockers, they can be quite tricky, but a bit of practice goes a long way. Okay, so I have put the wadding in. This is called wadding, and thanks to the gang down in Bridge Stores in New Ross, who's a terrific place to get stuff for sewing. But I filled up my obi now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in white thread, bring along like wavelengths down along the fabric. That's it, complete. And it looks really good on the white side. So yeah, now to put it all together. Now we have our aviation inspector, as I'm after putting my lovely white lines all over the fabric, and I have cut them both to shape now. So I just need to overlock the edges and get on with the trimmings. Okay, so I have to change the overlocker thread back to black again. This is going to take quite a few minutes. Okay, and now we have the makings of a dress. Okay, so for the next part now, I'm putting in this red stripe. It's called pipe binding, and it represents the directed energy weapons, which is the DEWs. So I'm bringing them down the front of the dress. Yeah. have my red packet. Day 4, it's looking good. Okay, boob tube. So what I'm thinking with the boob tube is generally you put an elastic around underneath here, but I find you'd be still pulling at it all the time. So, because there's going to be a bit of weight and material, I'm going to put one of the elastics up over the top as well. So funny thing was, I asked the course provider you had to give a list of the materials. So I asked for 2 meters of white. I don't have enough there. There is 148.5, not even the 50. So it just made me laugh. I would hate to be you. Now what's happened is I made these really cool lines in it, okay, again representing the sky and whatnot, but when I put it on it was way too low. It was down around the OB, so I'm either going to rip these out or just cut it off altogether. Cool. Now getting a nice shape there. Okay, I was looking for a Velcro, right, to finish this off, and all I found in the press was these 3 stick-on Velcros. So I would probably tack them in place, but because I'm doing an exposing truth an exposing truth outfit, I think 3M and their patents of adrenochrome are very relevant to stick this together. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the finished article. So I have made my beautiful dress, which I'm so pleased with. This is exactly what I had imagined. I've done some nice detailing, and I've brought out these lovely long trails behind. You can see a little bit of detailing here, and it actually fits really good. And then to crown it off at the top, this is a symbol for the next rads and the flat art, which is taken from CBS American School of Air 1944. Yeah, absolutely love making this project. I'm so proud of the finished article. I will actually wear this, and I may even work a little bit more on it to make it even better. Okay, and the very last thing that I would like to show you today is just behind here is an EMF canopy. It looks like a white fabric, but it's actually made from real silver, and these protect you from frequencies. They're very, very expensive. I bought this from France 5 years ago for an astronomical sum, and I actually intend to make these going forward, to buy the fabric. They're very simple, and to make bed canopies for people to protect themselves from the frequencies. Also, I'm modelling a skirt that I upcycled from a pair of jeans, and I will be opening an Etsy store in March selling upcycled clothes and some of my own creations and inventions. So thank you so much for enjoying this with me, and I hope you have a wonderful time enjoying knowing what geoengineering is a little bit more about, and yeah, enjoying the style and the fashion.